Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Schlatter with the National Weather Service in Boulder, Colorado. I'm the Science and Operations Officer for that office.
Why do tornadoes form?
One of the most challenging and perhaps least understood atmospheric features is a tornado. Tornadoes form from a variety of very complex processes, but the main ingredients that go into the formation of the tornado can be described as starting with a spin in the atmosphere. What generates that spin? There's a couple of things that can generate that spin in the atmosphere that eventually becomes a tornado. One of those things is wind shear. And by wind shear, I mean the wind just off the surface of the earth versus the wind, 15,000 feet off the surface of the earth. And when you have a wind that is maybe out of the east or southeast near the surface versus a wind that is out of the west and much stronger out of the west, aloft, 15,000 feet up, that's a case where wind shear occurs. And you can imagine with wind going faster aloft, it's creating sort of a horizontally oriented spin in the atmosphere. Well, when a strong or severe thunderstorm is in that type of environment of wind shear, it absorbs or takes in that spin in the atmosphere and makes it vertical. Another way that storms like that can acquire some kind of spin in the atmosphere is the difference near the surface of very warm, moist air being located right next to cold and relatively drier air. When those two different air masses collide or come into close contact, that alone can create a spin in the atmosphere along that boundary. A thunderstorm that's within that area can ingest that spin and acquire and stretch it. So what I mean by stretching the spin, imagine you're spinning something very slowly. You can do this with a rubber band. Spin a rubber band, and then when you pull it tight and it's spinning, it spins much faster in the middle. That's the effect of stretching that spin. Then that's in essence how a tornado can form. There's some pre-existing spin that the storm has access to, whether it's from wind shear or those differing temperature, those differing air masses. And then the storm vertically stretches it into a tornado.